It's a headache for drivers along Williston Road after Alachua County shut down a section near County Road 346. It's all because of a dip in the road, which could pose a danger. Now, drivers need to see a detour. WUFT's Christina Schuler took a drive to check out the road. And Christina, what is it looking like?
Well, Chris, I saw blocked roads, and while I couldn't go past any barriers, the county sent me a picture of a hole in the road. It appeared to be around the size of a basketball. While that may not seem dangerous, the county says it's that hole that indicates what could be danger.
It's a striking sight, a hole opening up on Williston Road at County Road 346A. The crevice was first reported by a resident. Now, a detour is in place to keep drivers away.
We do everything we can to minimize the impact of vehicle traffic, so we take a good look at the detour route.
That detour expected to add about 5 extra minutes to drivers' commutes. But the real question, what caused the hole? Assistant Public Works Director Brian Singleton says Western Alachua County is prone to sinkholes and in-ground subsidence.
If a car was to drive over it, it could damage a vehicle, or in a really bad case scenario, the ground could open up and a vehicle could get stuck.
And while crews have yet to deem this hole a sinkhole, county leaders say incidents like these tend to happen around 6 times a year.
Something's happening underground, whether if it's something really deep, say 100 feet deep, something collapsed, or it could be a regular sinkhole.
As far as what's next, Alachua County Public Works has been in touch with engineers. They hope to find a way to fix the hole without putting residents in danger. In the meantime, those with questions are urged to reach out to the Public Works Department. Rachel?
A suspect is in custody following Friday's attack on 2 mosques in New Zealand that left 50 dead. Suspected shooter Brenton Tarrant appeared smiling in court this weekend as he flashed the white power symbol. Police say the 28-year-old Australian emailed a racist manifesto just before shooting. According to his family, Tarrant showed no signs of extremism. New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern says tougher gun laws are to come.
Within 10 days of this horrific act of terrorism, we will have announced reforms which will, I believe, make our communities safer.
In light of the recent event, Islam on campus will be holding a memorial tonight to honor the victims and families targeted at the Christchurch massacre. The event is at 7 p.m. in Turlington Plaza. If you cannot make it over there, WUFT News will bring you the story tomorrow night on First at 5 and on WUFT.org.
A fire at a Texas chemical plant that started Sunday with 2 tanks spread to 5 tanks today. Officials from the Intercontinental Terminals Company, the group that owns the tanks, say the chemical burnings are components of gasoline. They say one of the tanks contains a chemical that's a component of nail polish remover and paint thinner. While ITC officials say the risk of explosion is minimal, they are working to put out the flames and take precautions to reduce the amount of pollutants in the air. Other states across the country are also dealing with air quality issues. WUFT's Meredith Sheldon reports.
The petrochemical industry is growing, impacting lives, including those in a region of Louisiana. I met with residents who expressed their concerns about the quality of air they are breathing.
The land has been in the family for over 77 years.
The LeBlanc's Louisiana cabin is a dream retirement spot.
It was like paradise living out here.
A place where the 2 host Bible study.
It's actually a place where any and everyone would want to live.
And enjoy family.
I wanted to raise my children and my offspring in the environment where we could ride 4-wheelers, hunt and fish like I'd done as a child. This is the best place I ever lived, other than the fact that you can't breathe here.
The smell.
There's times that the odor comes inside of the home. We have burning eyes, burning throat.
The pain.
It feels like your chest is on fire. Instant headache. Instant.
The fear.
I fell to my knees. It's life-threatening.
All coming from their unwanted neighbors, a 287-acre landfill, and chemical plant smokestacks. The LeBlanc's Ascension Parish home sits in the heart of what is known as Cancer Alley.
There are 144 plus chemical plants between Baton Rouge and New Orleans.
An 85-mile strip the EPA says has the country's highest risk for developing cancer from air toxins, a risk 5 to 20 times greater than the national average.
We have these gigantic facilities, and They're emitting a whole range of different chemicals.
32.2 million pounds of toxic chemicals released each year. According to environmental scientist Wilma Subra, she's been researching this area for more than 3 decades.
You can't just say, this is the risk of one chemical. You have to be able to say, this is the risk of all of the chemicals that are being released that the communities are being exposed to.
She says that combination is making people sick. Yet the state's Department of Environmental Quality is allowing the facilities to expand, including that landfill next to the LeBlancs. I uncovered a permit by the DEQ. Their reasoning, quote, social and economic benefits outweigh the adverse environmental impacts, leaving residents like the LeBlancs stuck.
We've actually sunk everything we had, all of our savings, everything, into building this place here.
A place they say is making their grandbabies sick.
We no longer hear the little tiny voices anymore. The Bible tells me so. Running and playing in the yard. And that's what we did. We rode four-wheelers in the trails on the land. We fished, the little hunting. The kids just loved being over here.
While environmentalists are fighting for change,
If you don't fight, you die.
The citizens are suffering.
homeowners like the LeBlancs are just trying to breathe.
We have 3 ionizers in here. We use 3 vents. We have 2 fans.
Cope.
We've spent many days, many nights on the road, riding up and down, waiting for the smell to go.
And survive.
This stuff actually controls all of our lives.
What was once their paradise, now forever changed by smells and toxins in Louisiana's Cancer Alley.
I reached out to Louisiana's Department of Environmental Quality and the EPA multiple times to better understand why they are allowing these facilities to expand. They sent me permit records but declined to provide additional comments. Reporting from the newsroom, Meredith Sheldon, WUFT News.
Coming up on WUFT News, first at 5, early voting has ended. We will have a breakdown of the votes so far and what to expect. This and more after the break.
Also, multiple rounds of showers will be moving in overnight tonight for south of Marion County. I'll have this and more after the break.